Do you know about the U.S. Mint's smallest coin they ever minted? Well, if you have one, it can be worth some money. So stay tuned and we're going to talk about it in this video. But first, here's my website, portsmouthcoinshop.com. This is where I sell coins from my coin shop. Also, I have a Coin Help You community. You join for free, post your coin, and ask the question, post a good image, and we'll help you out. So without further ado, let's get to the smallest coin the United States Mint has ever minted. It's a 3-cent silver. A lot of people have called it a fish scale because it's so small. It's smaller than a dime, thinner than a dime, and they started in 1851. The composition was 75% silver. That's how it started out, and then eventually it was changed to 90%. But people were hoarding these coins. So they eventually went to the 3-cent nickel. Now the reason for these coins is that postage went from 5 cents to 3 cents. Of all things, postage actually decreased at one time in the history of the United States. We don't see that one anymore, that's for sure. So here's what they call a trine. Snowden was one of the mint directors. He's the first one to call it a trine. Just little nicknames for the coin. Now some of these can be really valuable, and there's some varieties, and we're going to look at those a little bit. But let's take a look at over at money.org. There's a nice little blog article. Here's the 3-cent nickel. I think it was the first coin to ever be called, have nickel in the name, because it is made of nickel. So it distinguishes it from the 3-cent silver. So anyways, it's not really a nickel. It's just what it's called. It's a 3-cent piece. We go down through and it talks about the 75% and the 25% and when it was changed, the diameter. If you want to come over here to money.org and look up 3-cent piece history, it's interesting. Come over here and read this. The thing about these, they are so easy to lose. I had a customer come in the shop and he found one that was AU close to mint state. And he said he bought a type album. And when he was going through it, he's pulled out the slides and he noticed something. And someone had accidentally left their 3-cent silver in that slot. And it had got in between the cardboard pieces. And that's how thin they are. And he pulled it out and here's this nice, beautiful, I mean, it was, like I said, it was close to mint state, 3 cent. And it's hard to find them that when they're not bent or cleaned or something's wrong with them. So if you can find a problem-free, and some of these dates are really low mintage, you can have a little bit of money. And like I said, we're going to take a look at that here in a minute. If you come over to money.org, like I said, and read this article, also Wikipedia has all the mintage figures for these coins. And as you can see, the first year, 5 million, that's not rare, obviously. The 510 is, though, if you can get the New Orleans mint mark. Then you have the 52 is real common, the 53. Then it starts dropping and then rebounds a little bit. But still, a mintage under 2 million for a coin this old, they don't exist. That's not how many exist today. But still yet, you're going to find some value in some of these if you have certain ones that are this low of a mintage. Some of them are all proof, like the 73. And then you have the 3-cent nickel. It's another one that, you know, the mintages, some of them are kind of high, like for the 65. You see a lot of 65s, 66s, 67s, and 68s. And then 69, it starts to drop, and 70. And then it gets to where they're hard to find, except for the 73. And some of them are all proof years. Now, I'll tell you right now, these coins are beautiful as proofs as well. So I do like this series. I do think that some of them are undervalued. I mean, when you talk about a coin that was minted by the United States Mint with an 8,000 mintage, that's low. 12,000, 21,000, and you know that not that many exist today. Coming over to PCGS Price Guide, we can look up the values of each one of these, and you can see how much the dates are worth. And like I said, as the mintages, everybody knows the mintage figures are lower. It's harder to attain the coins, and then the survival rate is lower. So they start increasing in value for some of these. And you can see the proof values over here. But still yet, they don't really have the value that you would really think for a real rare coin. Like an 1868, can you imagine? And I showed you the mintage for the 1868 over here, 3,500. And when you look at the value over here, you're looking at $1,100 in fine 12. Now, can you imagine a Morgan dollar with that low of a mintage, or even a peace dollar, or a Walking Liberty half dollar? I mean, it would be insanely valuable. But with the 3 cents, it's not. And the reason is they're not as popular to collect. They're not large. They're not a big, beautiful piece of silver. So they kind of stay out of the limelight. If they ever were to become a coin to collect, these values would go crazy. So as is, they're not there. Now we can also go over to the 3 cent nickel and look up. Most of these are really common. Most of these you'll see damaged as well. They'll be clean, lower grade. But typically 20 to 40 bucks you can sell some of these for. But there's some that are lower mintage that have a value to them, obviously. And then here's the proofs. I've owned some proofs. They're really nice. I really like the proofs. Also with that, here's some plus signs. And when you see those over here on the price guide, these are the varieties that PCGS will recognize and put on their label. So you want to look for these. This is a mispunched date. If you want to see the image, you just click on this link here. I'm not going to click on the links. We're not going to go through all of the ones you can find, but here's some more. 1865 is really common, but you have a repunched date and a double die of verse. So those are two coins that you could look for. And like I said, you can easily find those. Here's the 69, same thing. And then when you come over to the 3 cent, you have varieties for that as well, even the first year. Repunch date, repunch date. And so you want to make sure that you're looking for all these when you're looking through these coins. Honestly, I think that it's relatively an untapped series for varieties. A lot of people don't pay attention to them. They're kind of small. So if you have a decent magnifier and you're looking through maybe dealer lots, going to coin shows, going to coin shops, maybe even some collections, you can still find some things. My dad, he found one recently. I think it was the 62/1. It was a very low grade coin, but he was happy to find it. So there you go. There's the United States smallest coin ever minted, the fish scale, trime, whatever you want to call it, and the values and mintages. Like I said, hey, it's a fun series to collect, and believe me, it can get a little costly too. So thanks for watching my latest video. If you like these kind of videos, sub my channel, hit that bell, and have a great day.